This is Kim Barnwell in week 1 of Communication Theory, Communication 3000. This week I'm going to be discussing Carl Week's theory of information systems approach to organizations. The information systems approach to organizations was established by Carl Week in 1969. Griffin 2006 states Week focuses on the common process of organizing rather than the static structure of the organization, which means the individuals in the organization are far more important than the actual organization itself. The culture of an organization affects its environment. If the individuals in an organization do not communicate effectively and understand what is going on, or if they are unwilling to adapt to the change in the organization, then the organization itself will fail. One of the first components of Week's theory is sense making. Week 1969 states university organizations have goals that are inconsistent, ill-defined, and loosely coupled, technology that no one understands, and participants who vary in how much time and effort they invest in the organization. The data an organization possesses needs to make sense to the employees. Griffin 2006 states that most individuals and organizations don't even know what's going on. For an organization to be successful, the culture of the employees needs to be consistent with their technology and data so that they can progress with the future and change. There are too many confusing things in organizations for individuals which cannot be ignored. These loosely coupled systems that Week refers to can be considered an advantage. Take an advertising agency, for example. They offer marketing, public relations, and sales to their outside vendors and customers. All of these departments offer different services, yet they are all loosely coupled together. Not everyone in the organization will understand all components of the organization, but Week feels this can be a strength of the culture of this organization. Griffin 2006 states they can absorb shocks, scandals, and stupidity without destroying the system. If one department fails, then the agency as a whole should not fail itself. Next, let's take a look at his theory of double interact. Week 1969 also focuses on this double interact model of communication. The double interact model involves an act, a response, and an adjustment between two people. Griffin 2006 states that Week focuses more on the relationships within an organization than he does an individual's talent or performance. For example, I submit a marketing proposal to the director of marketing. She returns this proposal with changes to make, and I then update the marketing proposal to include her suggestions. Griffin 2006 says these are the building blocks of every organization. Week 1969 believes in a 3-step process of organizing in the culture of the organization: enactment, selection, and retention. Enactment is being proactive. Week 1969 states, act now, plan later. An effective organization needs people who will take action rather than just sit around and talk about taking action. Griffin 2006 also states selection is retrospective sense making. This is reflection upon what actions that have already been taken and questioning if you would have done something differently on those actions that you initially took. Griffin 2006 states that Week equates retention in organizations to biological reproduction in nature. It is how we remember our past experiences, which can inhibit people in organizations from accepting change. For example, if I remember things that happened in a previous job or in my education throughout my life, if those are inconsistent with the changes that are needing to be made in an organization, it might make me hesitant to make those changes. I hope this makes a clear understanding for you of the Information the Systems Approach to Organizations by Carl Week. Griffin 2006 states organizations create their own environments. Week's philosophy of acting now and sense making or reflecting on those actions later can make for an effective organization. Failure to change and adapt and act can be the demise of an organization. I have included a references page as well. Thank you.